Okay, so we did Tom, and I did the place cards. So first of all, this one's Tom's, and it just says me, and it's like yay because he's egotistical and he's happy that he gets to sit there. And then I put it next to Myrtle, and I did 2 wedding rings, and it says not binding because she's married, but it doesn't really matter. But Tom treated her like an object, so I did a trophy. And then Tom broke her nose, so with the fist, and then there's blood on it. And then we did Jordan, so she's all like, I did this little emoji girl, because she's all like happy, like, I'm Jordan, hey. And then I drew this stick figure holding a golf ball because she moved the golf ball, so she cheated in that. And I drew the hand crossing the fingers because it's like crossing your fingers behind your back, so she was lying. And then I drew the heart in the daisy because she's friends with Daisy.
Okay.
And we put Gatsby like all the way across from Tom because Tom doesn't like him. And the heart being crossed out is like no love because he wanted Daisy to say that she never loved Tom. And then I drew I don't know what these are called. It's like the
scales, yeah.
Yeah, the scales of justice, and then they're weighed down on one side because he's a bootlegger. And then this also shows the bootlegger because he was selling the alcohol. And then I drew a fancy egg. And it's supposed to look new, so because he lives in the West Egg or North Egg, something egg, and it was the new money.
Gotcha.
And then we did Nick, and I drew the hands holding together because he's friendly and trustworthy with everyone. And then I drew the book because he spent his summer reading a whole bunch of books on bonds. That's also why I drew numbers. And then I drew the 2 alcohol objects because he only got drunk twice in his life.
Perfect.
And then he's always thinking because he's the narrator. So I did a thought bubble. And the taxi because he didn't earn that much money, so he didn't have a car. And he took the taxi everywhere. And then we did Daisy, and so this is supposed to be Daisy, and so Tom wants her to be ignorant, and just be a pretty face, so she's supposed to have a pretty face.
It's better than I could do.
And the pearls because Tom gave her the pearl necklace. And then these are also supposed to be wedding rings, so this is Tom, and then that's Daisy. And Tom thinks that women shouldn't be allowed to run around, so it's supposed to be on a leash.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay. Well, I did the menu. Marianne decorated it.
Okay.
With her finger paint. But so we did ham because Tom is a pig and ham is made out of pigs. And then it was rolled in liquor and breadcrumbs to make it a little more fancy-like. And then we did baked potatoes because they were a popular like side to ham, and then a salad with Caesar dressing because that's fancy, we thought. And he's an upper class person.
Okay.
Okay, I did the centerpiece and the invitation. So it's pretty casual, except it says dinner party, and then it says no common swindlers allowed because I think it was in the beginning of the book. He said that he doesn't like common people, common swindlers he called them. So he just wanted to make that clear. And then the place of dinner is a speakeasy because it could be Tom, Nick, or Gatsby, and New York would be too obvious because we were between that and New York. And then it's June 4th because him and Daisy's wedding was in June, and there were 4 cars to bring their guests to their wedding. And then I put the time at 6 p.m. because he's a sinner, clearly. And then just don't be late because he's like punctual, I guess. And then the centerpiece, we put books because at the beginning he said that he was reading a bunch of smart books that they had been proved, and he just pretended that he was really smart. And then we just put candles because they look really like general and casual, but they actually can look nice. And then we put like $1 million thing right here because it's like he's rich, so he doesn't really care what he does with his money. He just throws it around, so it's just laying there like it's nothing.
Okay, we're gonna have to speed it up.
Alright, so I did the music, and so my favorite one was You Stole My Gal by Ted Weems, and that sort of was for Gatsby, because Gatsby stole Daisy for a little bit.
Cool.
That was by